So the traditional maintenance is we follow scheduled maintenance. So every month, technician will rock up to site. He will have tasks to do. He'll go and do those tasks, regardless if the air conditioning unit ran for the last month or it didn't run. He's gonna check. He's gonna spend half a day there because that's what he's scheduled to do. That's preventative maintenance. That's the traditional way.
Yeah.
Data-driven maintenance is the other way around. No technicians on site.
Yeah.
Unless they need to. So for example, if the air conditioning didn't run, you don't need to go and replace your filter. But if the air conditioning is run for 1,000, let's say, for 1,000 hours, then your technician will go there, clean the filter, check the belt, replace the belt.
So it just triggers it.
It's just like, a car changing an oil filter.
Yeah. Yep.
If you don't drive 10,000 Ks, you might not necessarily need to replace your filter, oil filter. Yeah. If you've only done 2,000 Ks.
But they still change it anyway.
Well, I think so.
They do.
Welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk Facilities podcast, where we talk about the insights, innovations, and impact of the FM industry. My name's Aaron.
And my name's Ben.
And today on the podcast, we have Wissam Salama, the Managing Director of Guardian Mechanical Services. What are we talking about today?
Building optimization. We're looking at the low-hanging fruit, things that listeners can do to make their buildings more efficient.
Yeah, and then we're also looking at the difference between data-driven maintenance and traditional maintenance.
And then how IoT sensors and BMS are making facilities more efficient.
It's a really great episode. Jump on in.
Looking for the buyout then? Just be open to change.
Just so good to spread things. I actually had to learn to do it because the question
My brother had mushrooms going in his car.
Fantastic spreadsheet is like gold.
Water started pouring on me.
It's such a rewarding career.
Drag them down.
We love you all of our customers.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You have just, in the last year, started your own business. Tell us a little bit about Guardian Mechanical Services.
All right, so Guardian Mechanical Services, by the end of this month will be my 12-month anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I think like every startup, you go ups and downs, you feel very happy when you get your first contract.
Yeah.
And you really get upset when you lose a contract that you thought you were going to win.
Yeah.
The hours, obviously having young family, 2 boys, 4.5 and a year and a half. I mean, they're cute sometimes, but yeah,
I love that. Yeah. They're cute sometimes.
You say the same thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You got 3 boys.
They're cute when they're asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Very.
Yeah. They give you half an hour of cuteness every day or every second day, but the rest of it is just absolute grind. So that's pretty much our life. My wife, of course, works full time, so we are in a grind. But it's weird, when
it's different when you own your own business as opposed to being an employee.
Exactly.
Hey? Yeah.
You just don't feel like you're working,
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard it and I read it somewhere. If you love what you do, you don't need to work.
Yeah. The day in your life.
The day in your life. So, so Guardian Mechanical Services, we do air conditioning and fire, installation and maintenance for commercial and residential buildings. I'm the managing director. I have 20 years experience in the HVAC and fire industry in Australia.
Yeah, and you've worked with pretty significant clients over your history. The main thing that you've spent a lot of time in is that building optimization. Tell me, so there's new builds going up all the time, but to stay competitive, a lot of buildings that have been built 50, 60 years ago, how do they stay competitive in this market and optimized just as great as the building down the road that just went up?
A very, very good question. So in Australia, and you're probably aware of the rating system that's called NABERS rating system. So NABERS, I think it's the National Australian Build Rating Environmental System. So that's what NABERS is for. It's a great rating tool. It basically gives your building a rating from 0 up to 6, I think is the highest you can get. You can select, if you do base building, energy and water, you can select indoor air quality. There are other ratings for shopping centres and other type of buildings. Yeah. But it's very popular with the commercial buildings because I think government mandate that you can't lease or you can't occupy any place from a government, if you're a government agency, you can't occupy any place less than 5 or 5.5 star.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the higher the rating, the more value brings to your commercial building, and obviously you can charge your tenants more rent. And to bring the renting up, you need your building to be efficient. So lots of old buildings go through retrofit or sometimes just optimization, just simple optimization, which, if you're happy, I can expand.
What are some of those optimizations?
What's optimization? Yeah. So optimization is basically making the building more efficient. We usually start by the low-hanging fruit. For example, we went to one of our major clients when I was working with my previous employer. They brought us in. My background is BMS, Building Management System. They brought me in, have a look on the equipment, see how it's operating, and optimize it, make it more efficient, save us energy.
Yes.
And I went there, and the first thing I had a look on the fan statuses and when the air conditioning was running. Every single air conditioning unit was running 24/7.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense, but for me it was very easy. I dropped it down from 24/7 to 5 days a week, 12 hours.
Yeah.
So 66, because they all said
common sense.
Common sense. By the amount of energy that we saved, you basically
halved it.
More than halved.
You more than halved it, yeah.
Well, yeah, you halved the air conditioning energy.
Yeah, you halved the amount of time the air conditioning is running from 24/7 to 12 hours, 5 days a week.
Is that just because their system was so archaic that it was just either on or off, and so you had to update things to be able to set timers?
No, they had timers. They had they had everything. It's just sometimes people complain. Some cleaner rocks up at 4 a.m. to clean the place.
It's too hot.
Too hot. He'll complain. Then the facility manager or someone who has access to the BMS will just run the thing. He's just sick of people complaining. Just run the whole thing 24/7. No one complained afterwards.
Look, our busiest time of year is Christmas and New Year's, because all the buildings are closed, so they all get us to come in and clean the carpets. And just this New Year period, I had cleaners call me one night and they're like, "We're in this building for 4 days."
It's like 40 degrees.
And it was 40 degrees over that week. And they spent the day cleaning the carpets in this building. They said, "We're in here for another 4 days. You need to find someone and tell them to turn the aircon on. We've tried." I spent the next 2 or 3 hours trying to find the right person, just so they could have.
So we're the reason.
Yeah, we're the reason, because I get the other side.
There's just got to be an override.
Turn it on for a few hours.
There's always that's it. There's always a solution. You give them after hours push button, run the air conditioning for 2 hours. Yeah. But then when they leave, the air conditioning will turn off again, because we don't want people. It's not safe for them to work in non-ventilated building for and overheat. So
you just said non-ventilated. Yeah. Are the two the same, or are they separate? Because ventilation should sort of be running all the time, right? No.
So when you go to a building when the air conditioning is running, so there is no outside air. There's no outside air supply to the building, so the building is not ventilated during that time because it's not occupied.
I didn't know that.
So by law, when the building is occupied, you need to bring in fresh air to the building to keep people healthy. Regardless how many occupants are in the building.
That's very interesting. I thought they'd be separated.
So that's why every air conditioning unit or air handling unit, it's either interlocked with an outside air fan, or it has a minimum outside air that we need to bring in. I'll try not to be too technical.
No.
The technical's
interesting. I think. I think my thought process is that for a facility manager who might be listening, who's new to the game or maybe doesn't understand the topics we're talking about, they want to understand the why. Because you can read a piece of paper that says you have to have this or this or this, but if you don't understand why, it's just words, right? So exactly. I like the technical. Gives reasoning. Reason to the method to the madness.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we usually start with. We start with the low-hanging fruit. So time schedule. So that didn't cost us anything.
No.
It just went there. We just changed the time schedule from 24/7 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And then again, we had a look on the temperature set points, and we saw different temperature set points across, for example, a floor plan of one floor where you see the temperature set points are down to 16 or 19 degrees because someone complained it's too hot. And we standardized all of that to 22.5. We usually go up to 23 or 24 degrees in summer because it's hot outside. So when you're walking, 24 degrees feels cool. And we actually dropped it down to 20 degrees in winter because again, it's cold outside, so you don't need much heating. And you're wearing a jacket.
You're wearing layers.
You're wearing layers. You're not, So we don't have to maintain 22.5 all the time. We can be a bit smarter with those seasonal set points.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I
He says
say
this all the time, but
to
I'm
you guys
always
all the
like-
time. In summer, right, our office, it gets direct sun, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it does get hot, okay? And these guys, if it's like
I'm
slightly,
sweating like a pig.
hang on, if it's slightly hot, they'll turn it's a split system. They'll turn the split system on and put it on like 19 degrees. And then in like an hour, it is ice cold in there. You're like, guys, what are we doing? And so then I'll go in there and I'll do basically a 23, 24. And then these guys complain about, it's not cold enough.
But then we've got used to 19 and then all of a sudden it's 24 again.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
It's like if you just put it on the temperature.
So what else do you do in terms of, what other low-hanging fruit is there?
So temperature set point, time schedule. We'll make sure there is no, doors are not left open. The start time. We spoke about the time schedule. So really, those two are the main thing. They're very. They won't cost you anything to save energy. You just go behind your BMS or your time schedule. I'll make sure the air conditioning turns off on public holidays.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
No one's coming in on public holiday.
Exactly, because you've got, for example, Easter public holiday coming up pretty soon. That's 2 days of air conditioning that you can save. And so that's what we call low-hanging fruit, so minimum cost. If you go a bit smarter, if you go a bit further, so for example, last Friday we were doing tender walkthrough for Transport for New South Wales, and we went to lots of remote or regional sites or depot where you walk in, pretty much brand new, demountable office area, all state of the art, air conditioned. It was a Friday, everyone was working from home, but it's air conditioning, it's beautiful in there. So we can have motion sensor where, don't turn on the aircon unless someone walks in. If the person walks in during business hours, it's Monday to Friday between 9 and 4, keep the aircon on, for that day. If no one walks in, just leave it off.
Yeah, or if, no motion's been sensed for an hour, maybe turn the AC off.
Exactly. Everyone moves every hour or two, yeah. So it's, those we call, it doesn't cost much,
Yes.
A sensor, like a couple of $100 to wire a sensor. Those the smarts that we talk about. Those are low-hanging fruit. Of course, you can go further, but there's no reason to go and replace all your BMS and replace all your chilled water and hot water equipment and air conditioning unit without doing the basic right. Because if you put a brand new chiller, brand new air conditioning unit and run it 24/7, it's not going to save you much. You can always start with the basic. Yeah.
Retrofitting a building that's been, this could be a silly question, but retrofitting a building that's been around for decades and decades, like a really old building, is it basically putting lipstick on a pig? Like, is it like, are you going to run into...
What's the alternative?
Just knock it down. No, but like, do you run into problems like with we're in a building right now that's a very old building and it's had a very nice facelift, but I wonder what problems they run into 10 years down the track because the building just wasn't built for the optimization they've now got.
Yeah. I mean, Well, like I like this the example that you've given us, putting lipstick on a pig, but it's it's probably that's the best. Apart from knocking the thing down and rebuilding it, the best thing you can do is just retrofit mechanical equipment and try and make the building more efficient and put double glaze window on that and just try and make it more efficient. Otherwise, if you've got the money to knock it down and rebuild and
Well, because that's what I was wondering. Like, is there a point where you actually will never be able to compete with that brand new building next door because they've got the latest structural benefits that you just couldn't do without knocking down the building?
Yeah, I think, definitely, and especially with the new technology, like, if you want to put in, let's say, a cooling tower in an old building where there is no space and you're going to run in pipes across, and there is no way it can compete with a brand new build with all the bells and whistles.
Yes, that's been planned for that.
For that efficiency and the way it's built, definitely.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your experience with IoT and sensors and stuff like that. Let's dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So IoT, for the benefit of listeners, is Internet of Things.
Yeah.
So, and in simple terms, I'll just keep it very simple. Let's say temperature sensor. A temperature sensor that doesn't need any wiring. Basically, a temperature sensor that you can stick on the wall with double-sided tape. That sensor you can connect to your phone or obviously the cloud, and that will give you temperature, humidity, lux, motion, ppm. You can select the parameters that you want. These sensors became really popular we were talking about multi-sites, for example, banks, where, let's say, a bank branch in the middle of nowhere. Timbuktu, Ship Creek, or we call it. In the middle there, where the staff there, they call you, they call the facility manager, they're like, it's too hot here, send someone. You'll send someone there straight away, cost you a few $100 for the technicians to get there. Technician will go there like, well, everything is working, it's just 40 degrees outside and your door is open and, like...
Kind of what do you expect?
What do you expect? It's, everything is running.
Yeah, now you've just wasted a minimum call out.
Exactly. And it's actually pleasant there. Yeah, exactly. And it's actually pleasant there, It's not 20, it's not 20 degrees, but it's not 30 degrees inside, it's 24. Yeah. It's air conditioning is doing everything it can. So in this instance, instead of sending someone, the facility manager could straight away log in, have a look on the temperature, say, it's really 23.5, 24 degrees. Can you make sure the door is closed?
Yeah.
So it saved them sending someone there.
Yeah. And then the facility manager hangs up the phone and the bank manager's like, that guy thinks I'm an idiot. He thinks
yeah, exactly.
There's just no policing something.
Yeah, exactly. And but these sensors became really popular around COVID, especially with schools, because all the parents, they want to know how safe is the environment in the classroom.
CO2 sensors too?
Yeah. So they do measure CO2, so temperature, humidity, CO2. And now with technology, became so cheap. They're very cheap. They're very affordable. Like, for $300 you put one sensor, and then you add $200 subscription per year, and let's say $500 you can see temperature, humidity, CO2.
Yeah.
For usually you go 40 square meters, you only need one sensor. So they became very popular, those IoT sensor, and you don't need a full BMS to just to measure. Yeah, so that's what we really that's what we came. That's more for monitoring. We also with the multi-sites, we'll go back to the bank branches.
Yeah.
We found an IoT system which was manufactured in Australia, where it uses wireless sensors back to a controller that's mounted on air conditioning to control the air conditioning. Oh, yeah. So again, it reduces the retrofit cost, because let's say in a bank branch, you can't really run cables during business hours, so you need to do it after hours, and you need security with them. But using IoT, you can mount the sensor and then go up to the plant room and mount your control. You actually wire your controller into the air conditioning unit. So installation cost was a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So is this something that you're seeing more facilities install?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. And are they leaning more towards those wireless devices?
Yes. Yeah.
Over wired?
For an existing branch, yes. But if it's a brand new branch that they're building as part of a shopping centre, no, of course, they will go.
They'll wire
because there's much less maintenance, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because with those wireless sensors, you need to replace batteries, or you want them close to GPO points and so forth. But obviously, nothing beats wired sensor because those wireless sensors, they send the signal every 15 minutes. Which is fine, like temperature doesn't fluctuate a lot within 15 minutes. But definitely to your point, it's less maintenance if it's wired.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
interesting.
It's so interesting that the whole world is shifting more and more, right? We become reliant on this stuff. Some of the AI that's built into this stuff now is probably shaping things even more. I'm sure, are there systems now where AI is reading the sensor and adapting and changing things so that the bank manager won't even call the facility manager?
Yeah.
Is that what's on the horizon?
Yeah, so that's probably lead us to the next topic, which is data-driven maintenance.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's talk about air conditioning maintenance or HVAC maintenance. So the traditional maintenance is we follow scheduled maintenance. So every month, technician will rock up to site. He'll have tasks to do. He'll go and do those tasks, regardless if the air conditioning unit ran for the last month or it didn't run, if the filter is dirty or if it's not dirty, if the belt needs replacement or not. He's going to replace the belt because it's on the schedule. He's going to clean the filter because it's on the schedule. He's going to check. He's going to spend half a day there because that's what he's scheduled to do. That's preventative maintenance. That's the traditional way. Data-driven maintenance is the other way around. No technicians on site. Unless they need to. So for example, if the air conditioning didn't run, you don't need to go and replace your filter. But if the air conditioning is run for 1,000, let's say, for 1,000 hours, then your technician will go there, clean the filter, check the belt, replace the belt.
So it just triggers it.
Triggers it based on either runtime or if there is a fault. For example, your fan is running 100%, but the pressure is not there, like you're not getting enough pressure. So that means, you either your belt is loose or about to snap, or your filter is
clogged.
So then you send the trigger to a technician who will go and check it. But there won't be anyone coming on scheduled routine maintenance. So it has few benefits. Obviously, cost. So we're not. Labor cost is less.
Subscription costs are more?
Subscription costs, exactly. So subscription, the first...
but that's going to be less than...
That is going to be less than paying for
Plus, we have labour shortage in Australia.
You
can't get enough HVAC technician. Plus, from an ESG point of view, you're saving fuel to drive to site.
There we go.
You're saving parking. So again, there is an ESG component in there. Plus, you're saving filters, the waste, the filters, the cardboard filters if you need to replace, the belts.
So every time the technician would go before, he was replacing the filter, whether it was
clean or not. We'll pay, dirty or not. It's
waste.
I guess it's like a car changing an oil filter. As in, what? Why do you look at me like this?
Explain it.
No, as in, if you don't do, I don't know, more than however many Ks. I don't know. I've driven an electric car. I don't know how many Ks. How many Ks do you drive in a petrol car?
10,000.
10,000.
Yep.
If you don't drive 10,000 Ks, you might not necessarily need to replace your filter, oil filter. If you've only done 2,000 Ks.
But they still change it anyway.
Well, I think so.
They do.
Oh, because it's based on kilometres or date.
Or
yeah,
date, exactly.
whichever
Yeah.
is sooner.
Yeah.
Geez, that took a while to get there.
It's been a long day. No, I get it. Yeah, okay. Wow, that is wasteful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we don't see, now with the data-driven maintenance for the last 5 years, it started picking up in the HVAC industry. Now we can see these waste. Before, we were just used to it, Let's say you go there, you replace the filters regardless. We're getting paid to replace them, so just replace them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you feel bad that you're not replacing them when you're getting paid for that. So that's part of that's in simple terms, that's what the data-driven maintenance is. So yeah.
And is there that's come a long way from the 6 years ago we were sending someone every couple of months or whatever it was on the preventative stuff to now having that data-driven maintenance. Where do you see it going with the AI is every day getting smarter and
better,
stronger, and
Every day I'm saying, what a time to be alive. It blows my brain.
very soon
every
I'm
day.
thinking my kids aren't going to have a job in the future, right? So where's it going in terms of that maintenance piece?
So with the FMA, I think a few months ago, we did a presentation about the AI and how it's affecting all the facility services.
Yeah.
And there was one topic about how the future will look like, and there was this gentleman who presented, and he presented really well about it. He's like, you'll be sending one technician to your site, one technician who does mechanical, electrical, and fire. He'll be wearing a goggle with AI
Telling him what to do.
Just look at this machine, look at this air conditioning unit. It tells you exactly what you need to do, and you just go and do it. It will identify the fault and tell you what to do. You only need to have one license, which is for a building
AI.
services or AI.
Yeah, an AI building services license.
Technician, and you just go there and do it. You don't need, because at the moment, lots of our technicians and lots of us, what we do, if you're not sure about something, you just straight away take a photo, take a video, chat GPT to tells you everything, and you double check it before you do things. So I think that's how it's going to be. You get qualified to be AI building technician, and that's it. You go there only when you get an alert. You don't go there every month, and that's it. Easy. So there will be less traffic. You consume less electricity. You don't worry about parking. That's how we.
So how do you think that will work with? Because obviously there's some requirements currently for, I don't know, what was it? Monthly testing of fire. What are they? Smoke detectors or whatever it is. All those regimented things.
Yeah, but
how will that work?
The people who do the testing were Uber drivers yesterday. They don't need a license.
Yeah.
So they could still test with the goggles on, telling them what to do.
And then with the fire industry, I'm not quite sure about that yet, but you can always set alerts, and I'm sure there is something in place now, but
I reckon it'll be humanoid robots. It won't even need the
that's
person.
the step
You won't even
after
need
that.
the human.
That's
I reckon
after
5 years, maybe that. 10 years, no humans.
We're all going to be underground.
We're just going to be serving the humanoid robots.
We're going to be slaves.
I don't know about that.
So, we're going to be.
I'm excited for that.
Why would we even? We won't have bank branches if that's the case. If we're serving robots.
No, I think things will move out into the suburbs, and it'll be all leisure based and activities. So you're going to have retail still.
Still have retail.
Yeah. I mean, if you think the regional branches, they're not going to close. They're not going to go anywhere. They wouldn't. Yeah. And
You still have retail, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the same, we probably can't implement AI there. You probably won't get the technician who's AI qualified to go there and service it. So you still.
Well, and it's the same. You think about the most maintenance is metro regional, rural,
Remote.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
remote. And so you'll probably always have the delays of advancement in that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be layered. What will happen in the cities and metro will
take
an extra 10 years
10 years to get there.
to hit rural, potentially. Yeah. And so with currently, let's come back to the right now.
Yeah.
An FM in their building, how do they take some first steps? Like they've just inherited an account, and they're being told we need this to be run more efficiently. We need to optimize our space. What's some first steps they can take?
Well, I mean, so the first steps is always, you either upskill yourself and learn how to optimize it, because it's not one-off. You're not going to optimize it now and then just walk off and it's going to stay there forever.
Yes.
You're going to optimize it now, keep an eye on it, keep improving it, monitor the building, every building is different. So, nowadays, Monday and Friday, we found that they have less occupancies than Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you can always reduce your air conditioning capacity. So start it a bit, especially on Friday, shut the air conditioning off earlier.
Yeah.
By 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you can really just keep the fans running. Because first of all, people won't complain on Friday afternoon; they're just going to knock off.
Yeah.
Second,
You're the reason that they're leaving early.
just give them that reason to leave early.
Yeah.
And we found that people complain more on Monday morning rather than Friday afternoon. So take those considerations. Take those things into consideration and use it to your advantage to optimize the building. The government, the New South Wales government, have a really good guideline on optimization, so you can just have it as a guideline for you to understand. Make sure your building turns off on public holidays, on weekends.
Yep.
Ask your BMS contractor to make that. That's part of the scope. That's included there. From our experience, what we found where the FM struggle is. Like we mechanical contractor, we came to them with those initiatives to reduce energy. They just don't have the budget to invest in energy efficiency initiatives.
Yes.
We'll explain to them, we'll show them the ROI, we'll explain to them, look, it's going to save you this amount. The bills is getting paid by the occupant, by the tenant, so it's not really a win for them. I think the main pain point for them is they don't have a budget for sustainability, really.
Yeah.
That's what we found. They've got budget for maintenance, for compliance, but they don't have budget for sustainability, which is fair enough. It's a big shift. It's a big line item to add into your budget if it's not there. It's different if it's tier 1 building. They have budgets for everything.
Yeah.
But if we're talking tier 2 and tier 3 and those sustainability, like if you're talking project, some of them are quite costly. But that's what we found. We found that's where the pain point for the FMs.
Yeah. And those tier 2 and tier 3, they don't want to become tier 1.
No.
And they don't need to.
They don't need to.
Yeah. It's like, why? Why would they invest in, unless it's mandated, it's not, in their eyes, it's not in their best interests.
Exactly, because they've got their clients.
Yeah. They've already got it locked in.
Yeah. Exactly. And not all occupants or tenants can afford tier 1 buildings. So
Yeah.
And in the tier 1 space, it's quite competitive, and they compete for that sustainability piece, don't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You see the neighbours index. You see the Dexter, CBRE, Abacus. They're all, they're really competing to be rated number 1 with the thing, which is great. It's a great initiative. Because, it keeps everyone busy and.
Yeah.
What in your experience, what's the most asked question that you get from FMs?
It's really, to be honest, but the most asked question is, what do the BMS contractors what do they do? Because the BMS, BMS is a building management system.
Yep.
They just try to understand what a BMS maintenance does. They can't see it.
Yeah, it's the invisible work.
You see nowadays lots of BMS maintenance is done remotely, so the technician dial in remotely and check the BMS, check the alarms, and give them a report and an invoice, and they don't really see the value of that. With mechanical, they still see that, okay, well, this air handling unit was, they cleaned the drain, so the drain now is working. Okay, well, and now I know what they've done.
There was a problem and it got fixed, and I can see it.
Exactly. Yeah. With BMS, this thing is, we're still getting complaints from this area, still hot, and every time I bring the BMS technician, they say, oh no, it's a mechanical issue. I just can't, they just can't get them to align. That from our experiences is always. The facility manager is always most of the time, they're having difficulties with the BMS companies and technicians, and probably they see the BMS cost is quite high. I think they're
like
average,
any software.
Yeah. I think the average they charge around 180 to 190 bucks an hour.
Okay.
For a technician. Yeah, and a technician. You don't need.
You don't see them. You don't. No wonder they're.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they usually, you don't need to be an electrician because you're dealing with 24 volts, and you don't need to be 3G, so you don't really need to be licensed.
Then there's probably cowboys that are just.
Yeah, I mean, lots of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
But you're charging your client 180, 190 bucks an hour for a technician or a BMS specialist with no license really.
To log in
and do some
manually.
tweaks. Yeah.
So they're not doing anything in person.
No.
Well, they would have to be at some point.
Not really. You don't really need. You can go and check your head end, but it's just a computer, which you're gonna quote to replace every 2 years, anyways.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna go there and clean the fan and dust. You're not gonna do anything, and you're not gonna check your controllers, tying the screws, because if there is something wrong,
you will know about it. Yeah.
And it's not gonna work. Yeah. And you're not gonna go and check the comms, because if there's no comms, you get an alarm. So you really don't need to do much on site. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the difference between that mechanical piece that you were talking about and the
BMS.
The BMS. Yeah. Where do you see the future of the BMS stuff going? Because it's starting to bring everything into one.
Yeah. And that's when I worked for Schneider. That was the thing. We always said, "Oh, BMS." But what we were really doing is HVAC control. We're not doing anything. We're not
nothing. It wasn't anything more than HVAC.
Well, exactly.
But we were labeling it BMS because they saw the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But BMS can do you can integrate with anything. Anything that gives you a signal, you basically can integrate. You can integrate with your lift, with your energy system, so you can monitor all your power across all the apartments, or, for example, in this instance, your rooms. You can integrate with IoT, security. Yeah. You can integrate with everything and have a proper building management system, not only HVAC control and monitoring. You have proper, you can, in an ideal world, you're just going to be able to walk in, swap your card, or not even swap your card, just walk in with your chip in your skin.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, exactly. Or QR, I don't know, like a QR
just
code.
Your face.
It's just your face, yeah.
I mean, that's what they do in China. They know where you are.
Yeah.
There are cameras everywhere.
Well, my iPhone knows my face.
Just want to make it clear I love China.
Exactly. You walk in. So you really need to walk in, in a building, and just don't even push a button. Just takes you straight, and the lift takes you straight to the level that you are on, and and you walk straight to your desk, and the air conditioning should be on, and that's it, and that's it.
And out of the desk comes your coffee order, and ready to go.
And then you sit at your computer with your Neuralink,
and you just
you don't even
just sit there.
You just think.
Just look at your screen.
I think that's what BMS you got to look at it as the whole building, not just not just HVAC.
Yeah, and it makes sense that that's where it will go.
I'm not sure about the neuro thing.
No,
Just to that.
I don't want anything put in my brain, all right?
I love typing, so I'm good with that.
I've gotten so fast at typing since AI has come into it.
Oh, because you're asking
I'm just
AI.
trying to get my thoughts out. I'm just, madly typing.
It's been the best for
everyone.
My typing skills,
FM listening. What's one piece of advice you'd give an FM? You've been in the industry a while.
I take my hat off to them, to be honest. It's not an easy task, You always you walk into a building, you've got tenants, got clients that you have to please or deal with, and you've got contractors that you have to police, unfortunately. Plus, you've got your hard services and soft services and Friday night, for some reason, I hear it all the time. There's something goes wrong on a Friday afternoon in every single building. When it rains, just don't call the FM, because every single building in Sydney leaks. I usually just don't call them. I know it's leaking, and you have buckets everywhere. So
it's always the weekend calls, because we do flood restoration and Colin's always saying no on the weekends. For some reason, it only happens on a Friday night to Sunday night.
The amount that have come through over the last 4 weeks across the country is insane.
Yeah, exactly. I just, and it's really tough dealing, how many tenants you have in a building, and once they know you're the FM, your facility manager, the amount of complaints, the complaints, the emails, he'll have probably the FM will have their email at the entry of the building, and the amount of complaints they're gonna get from anything, the toilet stinks, the rubbish is full, the kitchen. They didn't put, someone didn't put the cup in the dishwasher. The cleaner forgot to turn on the dishwasher. Everything and anything. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's leaking. It's the only thing I can tell them is just good work and keep it up. Really,
they're thankless heroes.
Yeah, they are.
I remember in season 1, we had one guest who talked about they'd spent time over in Africa doing work with a not-for-profit, and they came back and got back into their job again as an FM, and they were working for this high-end tier 1 client, and they purchased new mugs to put in the kitchen, and they were standing in the kitchen one day, and he hears this person just after he got back from Africa complaining about the colour of the mugs, and he's like, he was ready to kill him. He was like, I'm done. So it's they complain about the stuff that just doesn't matter, but the FM deals with it all.
Exactly, you're dealing with lots of people on your own, basically, and it's probably like every business. People is the hardest thing, isn't it? It's it's reality, unfortunately. So hat off to the FMs, and just keep it up. Really.
Yeah. And if people need some assistance with their mechanical services, how do they reach out to you, Wissam?
Just info@guardianms.com.au or Guardian Mechanical Services. If you Google us, you're on Google. So for your air conditioning and fire services.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
No, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Been great having you.
Yeah, you too.
And,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks all. I'm sure you're going to go to the restaurant that I've recommended.
Yeah,
we will.
Yeah, they're very close. No, thank you very much. Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.